Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Fuzzy from Fuzzy Ghost Models here, back with another in the box review. And this time we're going to be looking at the ICM 148 scale Bristol Beaufort Mark 1. And just so everyone knows, Fuzzy Ghost Models hats are now available in the store. Go to fuzzyghost.com for the link to that. It's a nice universal logo is on there. You also get one of our lovely t-shirts. So before we get going, I just want to thank Lost Aviator Coffee Company for generously sponsoring this in the box review. Their coffee is fantastic, and if you use Fuzzy Ghost Models for a discount code, you'll get 10% off your first online purchase, which I highly recommend because the coffee is really good. It's really good. Oh, good stuff. Really good stuff. Anyway, let's get to this review, and we'll talk about that a little later. All right. So this was released a couple of years ago, I think, 2022, maybe. Anyway, great subject. It has not been done before in a regular injection molded kit in 48 scale. ICM have continually notched up their game with what they're bringing out, and their subject matters. They deal in really good stuff. They are from Ukraine, so it's unbelievable that a company in a country that's at war at the moment can still do amazing work like these guys can. So I appreciate all your efforts, and I hope everything works out, and glory to Ukraine, and hopefully peace can be restored to the region soon, so we can all get back to the business of what we do, what we like to do, and that's build models and talk to each other and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's have a look at the box, see what's inside. It's your standard ICM box. Comes with the lid with the colored portion on it, and then it has a folds open on the inside to protects everything well. And again, it's also very typical of that area of the world. It comes in a single bag, and there's the instructions. So we'll look at the instructions later. I'll put the clear parts aside for now, and let's have a look at what, pardon the noise. You guys with your headphones on, watch out. So we'll zip this out. Oh, looks like one of the wheels come out there. There we go. All right. So let's have a look at the sprue that's on top, which is actually the fuselage. And you can see it's a nice quality plastic. It's slightly soft, but not super hard either. So you're not gonna crack or break anything. But anyway, you can see the panel lines are nice and crisp. There are no rivet detail marks on here at all, which is a bit of a shame, but leaves opportunity for improvement. The inside, you can see some of the basic ribbing, and I don't see a prominence of ejector pin marks that are going to be a problem, which is awesome. And we'll look at the next sprue I have here. And is this duplicated? Yes, there's two of these sprues, two of them. They have the engine. Look at this. So instead of being kind of cheap and just double banking them together with a blank on the back, there are both rows of cylinders on this, which is fantastic, and they look really good. The detail on the cylinder itself looks perfectly acceptable. Yep, looks good. Wheels are in halves, and they look okay as well. The plastic has got a nice sort of it's not a shiny plastic. It's got a bit of a satin finish to it, which is good. It helped the paint stick. There's one of the main gear struts, which is nicely detailed. It's nice and fine. And you know what I don't see is ejector pin marks on it. Aces. And then there's some more greeblies up here, little bits. There's the some of the armament, which if you want hollowed out armament, you can do aftermarket. There's the pilot stick. We'll look at the propeller. Propeller looks good. And there's some more stuff for the gear, landing gear, which looks really good too. There we are. The other side, gear bay doors, no ejector pin marks, yay. And the back of the cylinder banks. So you get two of those sprues, okay, which is good. And we'll pull this one out here. So zoom out a bit. Okay, so this is, we have some, these look like the elevators. They're one piece, and being covered with cloth, you can see the rib. They're nicely recessed. These are the ailerons. Same story there. Cowl flaps. I'm not sure if they're open, one closed, or no, they're probably just closed. Seat, tail wheel. Some of the cowling detail looks really nice. Flip it over, some more seat detail for the pilot. Yeah, it all looks really good. Some of the window inserts for the fuselage. Landing lights for the wing. All right, we'll take a look at the wing sections. These are molded in upper and lower, pretty standard. The panel lines are engraved very finely. They're very nicely done. Just where I think they should be. If they were to scale, you really wouldn't see them too much, and I don't like some of the overscale stuff, so this is really nice. There is no rivet detail on it again. Something I might want to add later, but there's some reinforcements here that are raised, and yeah, it looks pretty good. The blanks for the wheel wells are blank, so I don't know how much you're going to see. We'll have to have a look. And you can see that there's the spar supports are in here as well, which are going to help with alignment when it comes to putting it together. And the last large sprue anyway is this one here, and this has the instrument panel, and then the lower parts for the behind the engines on the for the landing gear. Has the rudder, again fabric covered, and then some of these are probably for the engine bulkheads. Floor for the cockpit. Some more cockpit detail stuff. It all looks really good, like really good. I don't mind what I'm looking at, that's for sure. And here's one of the sprues. Well, this one is a torpedo carrier, so here's the torpedo, and it looks really good. I think it has the torpedo cart with it, which I think is some of this stuff, so you can put it underneath on a cart being weighted to be loaded. And these are really fine, these details here, which look really good too. And then the last sprue of colored sprue is this one here. Back insert of the fuselage for the rear turret, and this looks like some of the combing around it and some of the interior parts for the turret as well. That looks really good. And we have clear, which let's have a quick look, make sure that ICM have done a good job with the clear. They usually do. And yeah, look at that. That looks fantastic. It's very, very clear, minimal distortion. You're always going to have some distortion with molded plastic, but this is top-notch stuff. Top-notch stuff. So that's very good. Awesome. Great work. And then the destructions. Typical ICM. The colors are the ICM line, whatever that is. I don't use ICM paints. I'm neck deep in Gunsy aqueous, so there's no way I'd switch. I have hundreds of bottles of those. There's a Tamiya and a Revell reference for the colors. So, parts layout and the trees that you get. All right, some unused parts in the clear, and then it just goes through the instructions. This is kind of cool. The insert for the where the spar goes through for to complete the bomb bay, all the ribbing and stuff in there. That's kind of a nice touch. And then we just go through. It's all pretty standard stuff. I don't want to bore you too much with all this. So yeah, because of the type of aircraft it is, the landing gear is a little more complicated than just a strut with an oleo and a wheel on it. So that's going to be fun. And but the engines, here we are with the engines, and you've got the double bank plus all the plumbing, it looks like, from the rings, this is going to look really good. It's got a lot of detail on there. You're going to see a little bit of it through there, but enough that's going to look mucho primo. Yeah. So you do the engines, and then there's the turret. It's the rear turret that slides into there. There's the markings. Put that aside. So we got variant 1 and variant 2. Now, from what I can tell, okay, yeah. So the variants are, there's a little chin turret that goes underneath right here on some of them. It just kind of faces backwards, kind of an odd thing, but there it is. So torpedo goes in. There's the cart for the torpedo like we talked about. It comes with this masking template. So if you wanted a mask, you can use this, photocopy it, or use this sheet, put your masking on it and cut it out with a knife, or buy an aftermarket set, and then it tells you where everything goes. So these are the markings that come with it. Let's see, what do we have? This is Pokey from 1939. No, it's just this one is from 1939. This one's from the summer of 1940. It's got the larger roundels on it for identification. You can see there's no chin turret on either one of these two, and then these two here, it's got the chin turret on it. And this one's from 1940 as well, and this one's from 41. A little bit different schemes. These are brown and green over ocean gray. This one's brown and green over black, and yeah, this one has the early markings on it, the leftover from before the war started. We have a look at the markings themselves, the decals. They look pretty good. Now, if you look, I don't know if you can see the roundels. You see how close that carrier film is. That is really, really cool. The lettering and stuff is not so close, but it should be easy enough to cut those out or mask them yourself. So that's really good. I'm looking forward to building this kit. I have a book on the Beaufort. I'm going to be building this and putting the all of the rivet detail into it as much as I can, and hopefully I can do it justice. I also have this is also made in Ukraine. It's the Kelik. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's the 3D decal set for it. Comes with the instrument panels and some of the seat belts, which looking forward to that. I also have replacement barrels from Edward, or guns, 3D printed, plus I have these two Edward photo etch, the flaps and the bomb bay that I might add to it. And I went out and bought the Montex mask set for it. It's got the inside and outside. Because there's a lot of glass, a lot of greenhouse in this one, so that's going to speed things up quite a bit. But anyway, enough jibber jabber. That's the ICM 148 scale Beaufort Mark 1. That was their first edition of the kit. They have another version with a bomb carrier instead, if you don't want the torpedo version. Please help the channel out. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want, please. Visit the store if you want. And visit these guys. These guys have been really great. Lost Aviator Coffee Company. Their 10% code is Fuzzy's Ghost Models, and you get 10% off your first order. So anyway, enough of all that. Another one in the can. If there's something you want to see, leave me a comment down below. I've got a whole crap load of kits. And if something you want to see looked at in the box, then let's have a look at it. Anyway, enough for now. Ciao for now. We'll see you later. Bye.